Okay, so happy Sunday, everyone. We are super, super excited about this. I love joining forces with people. I just think the more, the merrier, different ideas, different thoughts, just growing and learning together. So I am really freaking excited that Sherry and I are, like I said, just freaking joining forces, combining brains for July 5. Super, super excited. So we're going to start doing things a little bit differently. So I know for me and my team, we've been having team calls bi-weekly, but we're adding a few new things, and I love recognition, and I think it's really important. So this is something we're going to start off with. And so I'm going to share my screen. All right. Again, bear with me. Maybe got to move your beautiful faces right quick. There we go. Oops, nope, just kidding. Got too excited. Okay, so today we are focusing on, can you guys all see this? Thumbs up, are we good? Perfect, okay. So we are just focusing on massive goals, massive, huge action for this year, because I know that both of our teams have this, and it's January. We all have our fresh start. We all have the same 12 months in this year. So I can't wait to dive more into this. So without further ado, we're going to start with recognition. Maybe. Good Lord. All right, there we go. So, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to keep moving, you guys. This is crazy insane. Okay, so at the top of the list, so this is Success Club. We're always gonna start with this because I think it's just important. You guys, it's the beginning of the freaking month. Like, what's today's date? The 12th? And some of you guys have already hit Success Club. So I love shouting out those people who are crushing life and working their business. So without further ado, at the top of the list, we have Sherry Innes with Success Club 6. Get it, girl? Myself with Success Club 6 as well. Audra Murphy, Success Club 6, freaking amazing. Lindsay Robbins, Success Club 5, freaking amazing. Jenna Downey, Success Club 4. Jen Francis, Success Club 4. Laura Vineyard, Success Club 4. Alyssa Hurt, Success Club 2. Brooke, oh my gosh, don't kill me. Moten, is that right? I'm sorry. See, I knew it. That's okay. Correct me later. Thanks. Sorry. Love you. All right. You guys, that is amazing. It's only September. Holy cannoli. January 12th. We basically have a whole half of a month and a little bit more to hit these goals and more. Super freaking doable. So way to go, guys. And I'm going to pass it off to Sherry for new coaches.
You gotta unmute. Hi. Oh, today has been all the coach work and it is so fun. Okay, these are people who are bringing on coaches to their team. This could be when you're just starting discount coaches and VIP members or working coaches. So a huge shout out to Lindsay Robbins, who brought on 3 coaches. She wanted to launch officially on January 1st. I know that. So she has hit the ground running. Jen Francis has brought on 2, Audra Murphy with 1, Jenna Downey with 1, Laura Vineyard with 1, myself with 1, just got 2 before the team call. What's up? And Brooke Monton with 1. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it makes me think of Chinese food. So just let me know if that's wonton. Anyway, bringing on 1. Guys, that's amazing. If you do that every single week, 1, you're hitting Success Club, you're changing lives, you're growing your business. It's huge. And you're going to get Fast Start Plus bonus from bringing on another person every week, which is freaking amazing. Okay, back to you, babe.
Okay, and also got so pumped that I did not introduce myself, so my bad. So just really quick, I know Sherry's like, what are you doing? Because I'm a 7 and I'm a scatterbrain, you guys, so just apologies. But really quick before we go on, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarah Spickler. I am one of Jamie Innes's Diamond Coaches and pushing for crazy huge goals for this year. 100% elite, top 100, like we have crazy on fire goals. I've been coaching for just over 3 years, and I do not intend on stopping anytime soon. I love this. I've been able to stay at home now with my little girl, and I love it. Yeah, I just love everything about this. And this is one of my favorite things is teaching, because I was a teacher for close to almost 8 years. So I love this. This is like one of my favorite things. So I love that I get to pour that energy from teaching into this and into both of our teams now. So that's a little bit about me. And I'll pass it off to Sherry, and then I'll take it again.
Okay. And guys, thank you for the grace. We are just running with this. I've been so excited to run team calls for so long. And I just never felt like I had enough. It was like me and one other girl. And I kept hearing all these trainings like, treat it like the elite business that it is. And like, run your team calls, even if it's just you. And that felt kind of weird to me. So I never really leaned into it. Then I moved and then I went through a bunch of stuff. So right now is the time. Sarah posted this in one of our groups, the Diamond group, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you're so my tribe. And like, she just spits fire. So I was like, to say we're excited it just seems not enough. So my name is Sherry. I love the saying, for those of you who don't know me, because if you ever pay attention at a wedding, that's how everybody opens up their speech. So literally, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sherry Innes, and I'm obviously related to the Inneses. Steve is my cousin, grew up with him, playing with him. He's like a brother, and I watched them do the business for a long time and just was like, no thanks, that's network marketing, no thanks. So I joined last January in a really dark place, kind of depressed, really depressed. Had a full-time photography business, wildly successful, still like something missing, very isolated, very alone. So I joined for the community. I didn't even know what Shakeology was. I had no idea what the workouts were. I had never done a single one. I still didn't do it when I joined. I literally just joined and did the business, and I probably did it all the wrong way at the beginning. But whatever, we're here now, and I love the program. I love Shakeology, and I think my favorite part of this business is getting to choose the people who come around me and who my team is. So I'm looking at this, who's on this team call right now, and I'm watching Kristen nod her head. I'm like, I can't wait to spend more time with her. I can't wait to hang out. One of my coaches is a girl I played volleyball with in high school, and I'm like, she was one of my favorites, and I'm like, we get to do life together. Like that's, so for me, it's very much community. Anyway, I digress. I'm super excited tonight. I'm very excited about this call. I'm very excited about the leadership aspect and bringing you guys along with us. Like Sarah and I are running, and if you want to run, we're here to run with you. We're in the trenches with you. And that's something that we've gotten from our leadership, Steve and Jamie, and from their leadership. So this is all a duplication business. If you want to run, we're with you. And that's why we're going to spew some fire tonight. So Sarah, back over to you, girl.
Alrighty. So, recognition for rank advancements, you guys, freaking 2 emeralds, 2 very new coaches. So, Samantha and Caitlin, freaking way to go. Like, they didn't sit back and be like, oh, this is scary. Like, I don't know how to do this. They were like, okay, who do I need to sign up first? My husband. Got it. Who's next? Family member or friend. Got it. Okay, done. Like, yes, emerald is a choice. Don't let it make you nervous. We all have 2 people in our lives. If we really look and truly ask and not be afraid and say, oh, they don't want this, with us deciding that, like, just go and ask them. You never know who's going to want to come up behind you and support you to help just open your business up and get started. So way to freaking go, girls. And I know there's going to be so many more to come for our next call.
Okay, and then on my team, huge shout out to Lindsay, who obviously brought on, she actually did this exactly how we talk about it, your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, a sibling, or anybody like that. And so she went out and she just believed in what we told about the business, about bringing people on. Something happens to your brain when you hit Emerald, when you ask a couple people to come alongside you and support you in this, and there's a belief switch. I almost quit between the time when I signed up and when I hit Emerald, and that was about 5 days. And I almost quit in that stretch because I was like, this is too much. But I just leaned into it. I trusted my upline. I trusted Jamie, and I was like, okay, I got to go Emerald. And so anyway, Lindsay, you're doing freaking amazing. And I know there are huge things coming from you. So I'm so excited. Like, you hit the ground running. You're a runner. I'm running with you. Congratulations. Oh, am I still on to introduce this?
Yeah,
Okay.
You go ahead and introduce it, and you let me know when you want me to start it.
Okay, perfect. So for those, so I work for a guy named Grant Cardone, and a couple of you, so Kristen and I know from that area. I was a full-time photographer and still am a photographer. It's weird to say it like that. But I decided to move my life to Miami because I decided to get around people who were thinking bigger. And the guy wrote the book called the 10X rule. And it's the main premise of that is that it's going to require 10 times the action to get to where you want to go than what you're even thinking, 10 times the effort, 10 times the action. So if you're satisfied with 1X, the results from 1X, then you should 10 times that, and that should be the target, and that should be the goal. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. So I would like to introduce him. So he goes and does some shows. So this is him on Fox and Friends talking about New Year's resolutions and goals. So I'd like to open with this.
Sure.
My New Year's resolution is to learn how to play guitar.
Oh, really? How come?
Well, you know those special skills I have listed on my resume? Well, I would love it if one of those was true.
As an actor, I can speak to that right there.
Well, it's that time of year again to set your New Year's resolution.
And while 93% of people set resolutions, only 45% stick to them past February.
So how can you pick the resolution you can actually keep throughout the new year and beyond? Let's ask someone who's mastered that secret, fund manager at Cardone Capital and author of the 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. Grant, thank you so much for being here this morning. So how do we master that? How do we set resolutions that are meaningful, but also something we can achieve?
First of all, the goals need a Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
The goals need to be ridiculous. They need to be unbelievably life-changing. Otherwise, you are certain to give up on them. Wow. Things that, like if I want to lose 2 pounds, it's not going to change the condition of my life. And so I'm going to give up on it. People are quitting on their goals and their affirmations and their resolutions because it's not going to effectively change.
Well, so that seems counterintuitive to me, Grant. I love it. I love it.
It's radical.
But it's so you got to pick something so big you can't even conceive of it. But
Like
then
last
it forces you to go after it.
2019, I'm 61 years old. 2019, I decided I was overweight, and I said, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, not lose 10 pounds. And then I accomplished that. When there's effective change, when it changes the quality of your life, whether it's money, health, relationships, your business, you want to do something big, not something little, and people give up because it doesn't effectively change the quality of their life.
So, but really quick, you said, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. What about being more specific and saying, I'm going to give up sugar? Like it's something very specific. That's wrong. You say that's wrong.
Later. That's later. Number one thing you should do is set like unrealistic 10X goals. If you wanted 1X and you'd be satisfied with that, you would multiply it times 10. If it was money, customers, friends, businesses, travel, whatever, you'd multiply times 10. The second thing you would do is not get lost in the mechanics of how to do it. Because if I want to go from $1 million to $10 million, if you can think that big, I don't want to get lost immediately in how do I do that? How could I give that much money away or make that much money? If you get lost in the mechanics, you'll quit immediately.
You also say that you have to write down every day that goal.
Yeah, every morning and every night. The first thing I do in the morning, I did it this morning, and the last thing I do before I go to sleep at night is write down in present tense exactly what I'm trying to accomplish in my life. Again, these big, unrealistic goals.
What is the who before the how?
Yeah, number 4 is, look, you want to focus on the who. Who, there's always going to be a person attached to the things that you want to accomplish. There's nothing that you're going to do in your life that another person is not going to be involved with. So if it's money you're trying to handle in 2020, who's got my money? Who's got my millions?
Really interesting. Big, unrealistic
Who has my
goals.
millions? Where's my money?
Where are they? There's one last thing to do. It's the hardest part.
It's all a
It's a
relationship
person.
game.
It's a person that has the money. It's a person that has your weight loss. It's a person that has, your relationships being better. It's a person, other people are going to make your life happy. Nobody woke up this morning, no matter how much they have, and they don't want something else in their life. Everybody wants to improve their life. The fifth thing that people have to do, and this is the hard part, is they need to write down things they're willing to give up this year.
Ooh.
Who and what. This is so vitally important. I'm doing a tour this year, free to the public, around the United States. I'm going to try to hit every major city in the United States and spend 3 or 4 hours with people with the goal to mentor 1 million people to make 2020 the best year ever.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow. Grant
Great
Cardone.
stuff.
Well
It
done.
is.
Big
10X.
goals. Thinks 10X. Wow. Never thought that way.
And write your goal down every day, every morning, every night. Love it.
Okay. So that's the guy I work for. No pressure. Yeah. 10X. So we do this 10X thing. And the reason why I moved here, and everybody didn't understand it, they're like, why would you move your life and give up your photography business? It's good. It was probably a 7 out of 10. It's a 6-figure business. Like, it was a good business. But I gave it up because I knew that getting around this environment would basically dump jet fuel on my coach business if I applied what I was learning. So I'm here as like a paid mentorship, and I love working around these people. It's gotten me to think bigger. And the goals part of it is huge. I learned this at one of the boot camps. On our sales team, we're very disciplined, I'm not on the sales team, but our sales lead director said that when they see somebody falling off up here in the big picture, they can always track it back to did they stop writing their goals down? And usually they stopped writing their goals down every day. So this is vital. When he says the word vital, it's huge. So this is what we're going to talk about for the next few minutes. I've got a couple exercises for you. So make sure you have a pen and paper handy and that you're not just scrolling Instagram, even though Instagram is awesome. Okay. Next slide, por favor. Thank you. Okay. So guys, you heard him say this, ridiculous goals. The people who are saying that you need to have a goal that is achievable and manageable, that's because they're afraid they won't hit it. That's bull crap. Like, we're not doing that. We're going to set ridiculous goals. So I want you to think about 3 areas: your personal life, your coach business, and if you have another business, you can add that later, but let's focus on that. So your personal life, that could be relationships, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be all those things, your coach business, and financial. And so we're going to do an exercise here in a second where I want you to think about goals in those areas for 2020 that will drastically change the quality of your life. I want you guys to take a couple minutes, write down your personal, your coach goal for 2020. And this is okay if this is a big picture. So when I joined, I had never written down goals before. I sat down with my whiteboard here and I wrote out dates. And I had not, it blew my mind because I was so motivated when I joined coaching last January. I wrote out diamond by April 1st. I hit it in February. I wasn't even 10Xing the goal on that. I wrote down 5-star by a certain date. I wrote down a couple other ones that I didn't hit. I mean, we can talk about actions and targets, but write down those goals. So one for personal, an example of that might be the best shape of your life. Maybe this is the year that you get in the best shape of your life. Maybe that's not a physical goal. Maybe that's, I always say mind and body. So I want to be in the best shape of my life, mind and body. For your coaching business, maybe that's diamond. Maybe that's solid diamond. Maybe you want to be 2-star by the end of the year. That's a great goal for a lot of you guys. Financial, how much do you want to make this year? Let's talk about money. It's okay to talk about money. We're not here to love money, but we are here to talk about it. It is vital to talk about it. If you take your attention off of it, you won't really have any control over it. So we need to talk about that. So you can relate that to your coach business, how much you'd like to be earning per month or how much you want to earn this year in your coach business. I joined in January and I literally just listened to what Jamie said and I just followed exactly what she said. And she said that in her first year of the business, she made $15,000. And I went, that's kind of my benchmark. Like, I want to follow her path. I know her income progression over 6 years and I would like the same progression. So I'm like 15 in the first year. Okay, that's the goal. I hit 9. That's okay. You know, there were things that happened along the way and I took my foot off the gas and I stopped a couple things along the way. So, but you got to set that goal. So does everybody have 3 written down? Personal, coach, business goal. I know my girls, I hope you guys got your cards. I wrote out a goal for you and I intentionally put a date to that goal that I put down diamond for everybody. And then some other ones based on where you're at in your business and where you're at in your journey and what I think you're capable of. Okay. So you guys have that written down. That's great. So now the exercise, and I do this every day because of where I work. And this is just a habit that I created. And I'd like to challenge you guys to do this with me. What I want you to do, and take a few minutes, we're going to do this together. I want you to write out the goals. So you wrote down kind of a bullet point. Now I want you to write it out in sentences as if, love it, Kristen, love it. I got my 10X plan right here too. I want you to write it out as if it's the present tense. So I'll give you an example. You guys want to hear mine? Anybody? Thumbs up if you want to hear mine. All right. So this is mine that I write down, and they change. Actually, at the beginning of the month, it was a smaller goal, and then I realized I wasn't 10xing it. So you heard Grant say, if you'd be satisfied with 1x, then you need to 10x it. And honestly, I'd be really satisfied if one of my girls hit diamond right now and I became 1 star. That would be awesome. But it's not big enough for the year. The goal has to be 10 star. So my goals every day that I write, I am the CEO of the Fit Party Girl Gang. That's present. But I wrote down CEO on purpose because this is a business, and the leaders in the business call themselves CEO, and I need to run this as a business. So CEO, Fit Party Girl Gang, 10-star team. I am a consistent and organized coach and leader. Not I want to be, not I wish to be, not I hope to be. I am a consistent and organized coach and leader. I have helped 1,000 people kickstart health in 2020, and I've helped 100 babes or dudes, whatever, earn $500 or more as coaches. I write this down every single day, and I post it in my stories. I want people to know that I'm very intentional about a direction, and I want to come alongside them and help them make money and help people. I am worthy and deeply loved. That's a personal goal, right? I need to remind myself of that. I have abundance of community, time, money, and health. I am married to my best friend with 2 kids. I'm single, but I'm writing that down as if it's already accomplished because it's a big dream and goal of mine. We are involved at our local church and generous. I have retired my mom. I earn $360K a year. I have $100K in passive income, and I have $500,000 invested in Cardone Capital, which is my boss's fund. So I'm very specific about that. I write that down. I've got a planner that has it here, but I write it down in the morning and I write it down again at night. And I know those now. And what's interesting about goals is that your brain will just go, your subconscious will go in the direction that you tell it to. So you need to be very intentional about your thoughts. And if you're thinking about this morning and night, guess what your brain's going to start doing? It's going to start freaking believing it. In the last 2 months, my mindset has changed drastically because I started doing this every day. So with that, let me just checking my notes really quickly. Okay, read mine. Okay, next slide, please. I think we did that. Actually, I think I went too fast. Write down 1 ridiculous goal for each area. We did that. Yeah, you can go to the next one, Sarah. Write them every day, AM and PM. So here's the challenge to you guys. So 7 days, I want you to commit to this for 7 days, writing your goals down, AM and PM. Maybe that's only 3 sentences because you wrote down 3 things: personal, coach life, and your financial goals. Write them down for the year. If you want to earn $100,000, if you want to earn 6 figures this year, write it down. I have earned I've earned $100,000 in 2020. It could be your coach business and your job. It could be a combination of those things. But if that's what your target is or your goal, write it down like that. And what you'll see is that the more you write, other things pop into your head and you're like, no, I need those things too. Add that to the goals. And your goals will morph and change. So what I really want to see is the next time that we gather in 2 weeks, I want to see what changed in your goals from now until then. Writing them down in the morning and in the evening. I struggle with the evening, but I'd like you guys to hold me accountable. So here's what we do. You're going to use this in the second part of that extra credit. Challenge your Instagram audience. You guys are looking for things to do. This is something that adds value to your Instagram stories, not just, hey, I'm coach. Hey, I'm working out. It's like, hey, let me lift you up. Let me bring you up right now. I'm doing this goals thing. It'll change your world. Will you do it with me? And guess what? That's, I wrote this down. I'm doing this 7-day goals challenge. Do you want to do it with me? Guys, you don't have to invite if you've invited like your whole list, your warm market to a fit or a challenge group or a boot camp. How about inviting them to 7 days of goals? Hey, I'm doing it on Instagram. All we have to do is tag each other. This is a value add. This is you extending a hand to your Instagram market and not asking for anything in return. You're just giving. You're lifting. You're raising everybody's baseline. I love that when you said that, Sarah. And I would do this in invites and I would put it on your Instagram stories every day. And I would it's really cool actually when you take your phone, set it up and then press the time lapse on your photo, on your camera app, go into time lapse and then write it out. It looks really cool because it goes really fast and it takes like 15 seconds. And then you can tag your coach, tag me too if you want. I'll share those things. I've done this for the last couple of weeks on Instagram, and I've had people like tagging me in their goals, and I'm like, they'll never do business with me. Then maybe it's some guy over in like Australia, but like it's raising the baseline of everybody. And it just says, hey, I give a darn, and let's all do better in 2020. You don't have to join my boot camp. Let's just all do better. Okay. So that's the challenge. Thumbs up if you accept the challenge. If you didn't accept it, you have to get off the call. I'm just kidding. All right. So that is that. Next slide, please. The last thing. I saw everybody's face when he said this. So the next thing is, who and what are you willing to give up in 2020? Maybe that's even in the next 90 days. This is really important. It's vital. If you are looking to get to a new place, it usually involves being around new people, new ideas, and there might be somebody or something that's holding you back right now, and it might not even be a bad thing. It just might be a no for right now, like we say with invites. So for example, I love to watch movies. I love to just veg out on Netflix. That's the way that I shut down my brain. But I actually need sleep more than I need Netflix right now. And I'm building a massive empire. And I don't know if any of you guys are Bible people, but there's this great quote in Nehemiah. And he says, when people try to distract him from what he's doing, he's building a wall and he's very focused. His response is, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. I cannot be derailed. I cannot be distracted because I am doing a great work. And you know, when you remind yourself that you're doing a great work, every single morning, you remind yourself that you're doing a great work and that you're on a mission. And we're going to go into the mechanics of that, the targets of that, because you can set a big lofty goal. I'm debt free and I make $300,000 a year. $360,000 a year isn't too far fetched. I'm not on track to do that presently, but it's in the realm of achievable. Yeah. We'll break down the targets here in a little bit, but first I want to say, who and what are you willing to give up, and who and what needs to come into your life, right? Do you need to be on the Miracle Morning every morning? Do you need to be getting up and committing to 6 a.m. workouts instead of coming home and sometimes skipping it and drinking wine instead? Just saying. So we're all on our journey, right? Like there are things that as I'm even saying this, I'm like, I got distracted a minute ago because I was like, who do I need to give up? I had to break it off with a boyfriend because he didn't really support the coach thing. He didn't really believe in it. He didn't really understand why I was moving to Miami. And I just didn't feel really supported by him. And I'm like, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. If you do not match with what I'm doing, like I am going to change lives. I'm going to change 1,000 lives in 2020. I'm going to help 100 women earn $500 or more a month. Like that's important stuff. I'm going to retire my mom. That pulls at my heartstrings, right? I'm going to find and marry my best friend, or maybe he'll find me. Those are really important things that compel me, right? So that's when Grant was like, these things have to change the quality of your life to pull you forward. So just make sure that you're really diving deep into that, and that's your own time. I would love to know that. Please DM me separately, DM your coach, DM Sarah. Like, what are the things that really pull you forward that are massive, that kind of scare you a little bit? And then obviously tag us in your goals every day. So that's what I have. The exercise is to write down, think of one person, think of one thing. And there probably was something that immediately popped into your head. I was writing these slides earlier today and I'm like, oh yeah, like something immediately goes into my head. Like I need to give up wine. And I need to give up empanadas every day at my office instead of having eggs and spinach, to stay true to my nutrition plan. I need to be committed to my workouts. Like I need to be around bigger thinkers. I need to commit to team calls with Sarah Spickler and her awesome team, because this is going to raise us all up. So with that, let's go to the next slide. And I want to just transition over to, so we have massive goals. Hopefully you wrote down something that really, if you think about it, it would change the quality of your life. The coach business is not get rich quick. So if you wrote down $100,000 in your first year in your coach business, you can get after it. You're going to make that at commission, like go after it. I won't say that you can't do that. It definitely takes a little bit of time. But the thing that so those goals pull you forward. But if you don't write it down and if you don't reverse engineer how to get there, it's just a dream. And it's just going to disappoint you and discourage you. If you don't, you really have to reverse engineer. And if your brain doesn't work like that, it's kind of like algebra. It's like A plus B equals X. And so now we have to figure out what those things are and how do we get to X. So what does it take to hit your massive goals? Massive meaning 10X, crazy, obsessed. My goals are crazy. I freaking love my goals. I write them down and I'm proud of them. I keep it out on my desk and I'm like, anybody can walk by and read those. I love my goals. So I'm connected to those. Intentional, going in a specific direction. What direction are you going in? Are you shooting for diamond? We can reverse engineer that. That's a specific direction. And there are very specific targets that you need to write down and hit every day to achieve diamond by the date that you set it. An action, verb, doing things. Okay, I'm passing it over to Sarah. Give us what actions and targets do.
How do I even follow that? I'm like, listening.
I'm so fired up right now. I'm like blushing and sweating.
I am too, just listening to you. I'm like, my goals aren't scary enough. Like, I need to make them scarier tonight, for real. Okay, so we're going to keep this going and not talk about how that just fired me the heck up. Okay, so yes, your goals, did I mute myself? Okay, yes, I did. Your goals need to be massive and they need to be scary. Our alumni girls, our girls who have been in this for 6 months, you know this. You use this, and I move myself over. If you don't use this tracker specifically and you have a tracking system, golden, you're good. But you have to use them, you guys. It's like she said, if you're just leaving this up to like hope and like, oh, I'm going to hit this goal at the end of the year, but I'm not really tracking all this stuff or doing all the little things, you're going nowhere. You're just spinning a wheel. Like that's it. You're standing in place. You have to be willing to have structure to hit those massive goals. So for our new girls, our brand new girls who are in this is where you have to start. Before you make those massive goals, you have to have a baseline, because if you don't have a baseline, you can't start moving. So go into your Coach Online office, type this in, business activity tracker, or we can shoot you the link to it, print it out, freaking use it daily. I've had girls who have gone to the UPS store and they go and turn it into like a spiral binder, like print them out for the month. That way you have like no excuse like, oh, I didn't print it out, I don't have it. Or there's an app on your phone. It's called SC BAT, and it's a free app. It literally has every single dot on here that you can check off, except for a couple at the top, the National Wake Up Call and the Team Call. So use this every freaking day. And I wrote, the people who rock this business do the unsexy parts of this business daily. Posting is a lot more fun. Taking a selfie is a lot more fun. Talking on your stories is a lot more freaking fun. It is. Watching Netflix is a lot more fun, but it's not going to get you anywhere. You have to be willing to have structure and to follow your baseline of the vital behaviors, because with nothing, your business goes nowhere. It crumbles. And then that's just a downward spiral of disbelief in yourself and just negativity upon negativity. And and then you might possibly quit. And we don't want that for any of you guys. And we know you guys don't want that for yourselves. You're here, you're on this call for a reason, because you want to go. So it has to start here. If you don't have a tracking system, have it, and don't just check off the boxes. Don't be a checker. Actually be someone who shows up and does this, because checking off boxes just to check off boxes is not going to make you feel good either. Been there, done that. That's why I didn't really go as far in my first year with this business, because I was a box checker. If this kind of scared me, oh, I kind of did this. Sure. Check. I kind of did this. Sure. Check. And I did that for a whole year. And guess what, guys? I felt like crap at the end of that year, because I was just like, going and talking to Jamie, oh, did you hit this goal and this goal and this goal? I'm like, well, no. And why? Well, because I didn't freaking show up and I didn't do the baseline. So my business went nowhere. So start here and do the unsexy things.
Can I jump in real quick,
For
Sarah?
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to show you guys. So I got this from Sammy Glonick back in the day, and I saved these so that I can look back when I do hit elite and when I do hit these things. So this is the tracker that I use, and I filled out names. So that's add friends, connect, recognition, invite, all Shakeology, all of this. So these are mine from last March. I joined in January. Guys, we're not telling you to do something that we don't do. Look at this. A lot of these, you know what I did? I went on vacation to Mexico. I printed out like 7 of them, and I was like, I'm going to freaking show up. And you know what I did ahead of time? I created an accountability chat with other coaches, and I was like, hey, I'm going to go on vacation. I need extra accountability that I stay up on my business. This was in March. My best friend dropped dead of a heart attack in March, and I got to work instead of quitting, and filled these out. And I had my biggest month in April because I filled this out. So whether it's this tracker or another one, yep, I see you, Tracy. I like that. These trackers are vital for your baseline. So huge. Okay, back over to you. I'm so proud of these. And there's a bunch more in the closet, but I'm like, I'm keeping them.
No, it's amazing. And I actually love that idea of creating a chat and just being like, let's all just show up and send each other a picture, because it is, if you, like I said, it forces you to not just be a box checker. Like there's someone behind you being like, I'm going to wait for you to post that picture. And if you don't, hey, Sherry, what's up? Like, what'd you do today? So you have to start here. You have to. There's no excuse. It doesn't have to be this, you guys, but it has to include a lot of these things. So I'm sure Sherry has a few. I have a few different ones. If you want a different one that's cuter or whatever, it doesn't matter. You just need one, and you have to do it every freaking day. Next one. Okay. So that was our baseline. So that was for our new coaches, talking about that tracker sheet. Girls who have been in this for 6 months or more, you know what's up. Girls who are hitting Success Club, you know what's up. So I put, if you're already crushing Success Club and adding to your team, it's time to 10x your actions ASAP, yesterday, like right now. Like he said, I love what he said, like, if you are comfortable with 1xing your goals, then you need to 10x. If you're comfortable and you already hit Success Club 6 and you already are adding coaches to your team, whether that's 1, 2, or 3, like you know how to do those things, you need to go big or go home. Like now is the time. It's the start of the year. You have so much freaking time to 10x those and to hit all those 10x goals. So our alumni girls, like it's go time. We are going to put some pressure on you because you know what you're doing and you know how the system works and you know how to work these systems. So let's make it even bigger and scarier, like pee your pants, scarier. Okay, I'm going to move this. I love this quote. I literally just typed in massive goals. This was like 90%. And I was like, okay, I guess this is the one that I need to talk about. And it's so simple. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. Not just to take action, but to put passion and consistency and determination behind it. It's so important. Your goals should make you feel emotional. They should stir something up inside you, because goals are just goals without that, you guys. That's why a lot of girls quit. That's why a lot of girls make their goals small, because they're not their true goals. It's not what they really want, because they're scary. We all want big, scary goals. So you have to be willing to put that hard work and freaking determination behind it. And then I also put as well as deliberate action, which Sherry 100% touched on this. There has to be a specific action to go with that goal. Okay, I want to hit Emerald. So then this week, I need to connect with at least 20 people every single day. I need to be making, I'm throwing out numbers, just throwing them out, 30 invites every single day. I need to add 1 new coach to my team every single week, because odds are one's going to quit, one's going to be a discount coach, and then one's actually going to want to work the business. So you have to put a specific action behind those goals and be doing that every single day. So I'm just kind of repeating some things she said, but you guys, if there's not emotion, like if there's not deep emotion in your why, then it's not the right why. And you need to go rewrite it right now, so that when you say these massive goals out loud, you're like, yes, even though these scare the crap out of me, this is truly what I want. Not what Sherry wants, not what Sarah wants, not what all these successful coaches are trying to do. Like, this is what I want. So if your why doesn't make you feel like that, you need to go change it right now, so that you just feel so passionately, and that it literally like brings tears to your eyes. Like, I have goals like that, and I'm not gonna talk about them because I don't really feel like crying in front of you guys, but you need to feel that way, or have ones that just like set you so on fire that you need to like get up and like dance, do something. Okay, so I'm hopping right to it. Sherry kind of already touched on this in terms of writing down your big, massive goals every single morning and every single night. But I kind of want to we want to break it down even farther and create massive accountability for you guys so that we can stay on track with our team goals. So I kind of want to actually, Sherry, did you share what your team goal was like for your team for the whole year? Because I know for us, we're pushing for top 100 elite. Like that's our big scary goal for this year.
Yeah. So my goal is 10-star by 10/10/2020. And yeah, girl. Yeah. I like that pucker. Me too. Because 1 star is possible. So I need to 10X that. So 10, and I just like the date 10/10/2020. It's like a big wedding date. So that means that and the first goal would be 5-star by summit. So we need to qualify by June 1st or whatever the 6-week falls before summit cutoff is. So, and then I, take that big, massive goal and I'm reverse engineering it. Okay, I need to hit 5 by summit. I'm going to bring on some new coaches at summit. They're going to get the fire at summit. I'm going to hold a leadership retreat there that's incentive-based that people are going to want to go to. We're going to do these team calls. So team calls, that's a target. That's an action. My goal or my target is to have 2 team calls every month. That's bringing on new people, and we have something to plug them into. Sarah and I talked about doing a happy hour ahead of time where we kind of talk about coaching before the team call so that, as our downlines have people who are curious, they can jump on for that time. That is a target. That's all action that I'm doing to get to 10-star by 10/10/2020. When I wrote it to all the girls, and then most of them, their first goal is diamond, and a date for that, so that I could set that for them, and then they could be thinking about that as well.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And we might fail, and that's okay. We might fail, but in the process of failing, what if I hit 5-star and am elite? Like, that's awesome too.
No, 100%. Yes, because that's huge. You guys, elite is huge. Like elite is like, for me, a pee your pants goal. Like it's hard. I mean, it's tough. It is a huge team effort. Like Sherry and I cannot, it's literally impossible for us to do that alone. Like this is like a freaking sprint. This isn't like a run with me. This is like, get on your freaking shoes, start and get run, sprint for your life. But it's exciting. So I really want to do weekly goals, because those weekly goals are to push you to hit those massive ones. So yes, reverse engineering everything so that you're not just saying, by the end of the year, I want to be 10-star. Okay, so what exactly do you need to be doing every single day, every single week to get there? So to create, and I don't know, maybe we can do a group chat with all of us, or if you just want to do it with your girls, totally fine. But we want every single one of you guys to write this down tonight. It doesn't have to take long. What are you going to accomplish this week? Are you saying, this week, I am going to connect with 100 women. 100 women for this week. So that's 400 people over the whole month. That's a lot of people, you guys. That's an amazing, tangible goal. So I guess you could 10X it if you want. But 100 people is a lot. So are you going to connect with 100 people every single week? Are you going to sign up 1 coach a week? Are you going to make sure that you're at least signing up 1 person with a challenge pack every single week? So we want to hear what your weekly goals are so that we can help you push to those massive goals, because you have to go backwards to see how to freaking push forwards.
Yeah, I'd love to create a chat pod of maybe everybody in our 2 teams, the working coaches, and a couple of women couldn't make it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I see them. No, I took attendance, so just saying.
Oh gosh.
Because I'm in massive recruiting mode, right? Like, I love all the girls who are on this call, but the ones who are on this call may get me to 5-star. The ones who get me to 5-star, that's not necessarily who gets me to 10-star. So while I love everybody on this team and I'm going to invest and match your effort, I'm always looking to replace you. That sounds really harsh, but this is a business of recruiting and growing. And when you look at it, this business changed my life. The community changed my life. So I want to share that with as many people as I can. And hopefully everybody on this call runs with me. But even if they don't, I'm going to match their pace. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm not trying to replace anybody. It sounds so harsh, and I'm way too
it's true though. It's true though, because you have to. You can't fully rely on anyone, whether they're you're your best friend, or you've known each other for years and like, oh, but we're friends. Yeah, but you, and this is hard for me. So I'm speaking to myself as well. Like, you have to push those feelings and emotions aside if you really want to build this business, because you can't let those relationships stop you. Like, you're still going to be friends, but this is a business. So keep moving and find those new business builders 100%.
Yeah. So I love that. So weekly goals. If you guys are pushing for diamond, maybe Sarah, you can speak into this. I think, do you have diamonds on your team yet? Everybody pushing for diamond?
I have many girls pushing for diamond and some that are getting closer. So yes.
Okay. So diamond in 90 days is possible. Guys, I did it in 5 weeks and I set the record on Team Fight to Finish last year. Joined, had a couple friends. I started talking about coaching all the time. I leaned into it. I joined because my coaches, my cousin, proved that you can make $1 million in this business. Mm-hmm. They proved it. It's not hypothetical. It's not some Ricky Bobby at the top. They proved it. And I joined and I said, if they can do it, I can do it. You need to say that to yourself right now. If she can do it, I can do it. And I looked at Carly Lindor. If you've watched any of her trainings, she went from 1-star diamond to 10-star in a year. How'd she do it? I just watch her trainings. If she did it, I can do it. So that's why that's my goal. That's why I have enormous belief in that. So let me just tell you right now, if you want to hit diamond by February 20th, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And a lot of you guys are already on your way. Breaking that down, that's running a bomb-ass challenge group, that's inviting to it, that's signing people up as a VIP member. There are a couple steps in there where you need to learn how to maybe facilitate that conversation with people. Do you know how to use ShareAcart? Are you having lots of conversations? 100 in a week, that's an amazing goal. 20 a day. And, these trackers are great because it's like, are you adding people to your network? Mm-hmm. Are you talking about it on your stories? Are you inviting to that? So they're very, very specific actions on the way to hitting diamond, not just wishing like, oh, I want to be diamond. Hey, guess what, guys? You don't make $1 million at diamond. Diamond is really where the business starts. So the race to diamond is really important. Like, you can't get caught up in the mechanics. You just have to go, I'm a diamond coach. Maybe that's what you're writing down every day. I am a diamond coach. I had to write this down for a long time because I didn't believe it for a long time. Hardworking and smart women flow freely to me, because otherwise you get in the mindset of, I can't find any working coaches. They don't come to me. Nobody wants to work with me. And you can't let that shit in your mind. Like, you have to tell yourself, hardworking and smart women flow freely to me and they want to coach with me. Mm-hmm. Write it down in your goals every day. I mean, it's an affirmation, but like, I had to retrain my brain on that. And I'm grateful. I heard that on a training call and I just duplicated. Anyway, I feel like this is a little off topic, but I'm just fired up right now.
No, I think it's totally on topic. I love it. We have a lot of girls in here who are emerald, and yeah, like you said, diamond is where the business starts, and like, it just takes off after that. So race for it 100%. I'm going to exit this screen so that,
do we want to do some Q&A?
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to stop sharing.
And if you're writing down diamond, I would actually write down solid diamond. Just from my own experience, I hit diamond the fastest on the team, and then I lost it for like 6 months. So I couldn't get that back. That's not even true. Stuff happened and I didn't get it back. And then it was like trying to find more working coaches. Like, that became a struggle. And then, I got busy. So there was a lot going on, but solid diamond is what you're going for, because there's diamond is the finish line. And if you just get there, you're going to have somebody quit under one of your emeralds. And then your emerald's going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then your diamond falls apart. And then you go, well, this business really isn't for me. I was there. I was at that crossroads and a couple times. So solid diamond just means that you have 2 emeralds on each leg instead of 1 on each leg. So first diamond is 4 people on each side, 4 coaches. One of those coaches is an emerald. So that means that they have 2 people under them. So 4 coaches on each side. All of my diamond was built with VIP members. And then I had 2 working coaches who were my friends who actually switched teams too soon. And so they joined my team. They went emerald, and then coach compliance was like, nope. And they ripped them right out of my business. So the whole diamond just went. So my ego was like big, like, oh, I set the record. And then it was like, oh, you didn't do it with integrity. So the whole thing imploded. Anyway, that's a story for another time about quitting. So let's take some questions. I did see one earlier from Tracy that Kate Schulte's hit. She did hit 5-star in a year, I believe. I don't know if she made $100,000 in a year, but she did hit the ground running. And here's what Kate Schulte's did. Raise your hand if you've listened to one of Kate's trainings. She's fire. She's goals. And that's who I was introduced to like week 1 in the business. And I really related to her. And hey, Mary, I just saw you jump on. So I really related to what she said, but Kate understood that from the beginning, this is a numbers game. This isn't it's not even really a workout game. Fitness is the business, but if you want to grow the business, it's a numbers game. So it's how many conversations you're having, how much time you're willing to spend on Instagram. I wish I had my little notebook. I mean, I went through day after day, extending my cold market early on, just duplicating what people told me to do. And there was nothing coming back from it at first, but then it grew and then it grew. And then people were like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And that's still coming to fruition, right? So Kate just understood it was a numbers game. The more conversations you have, if you have 100 conversations in a week and one person joins you, that's one person a week. That's Success Club in a month if you keep that up. And the more conversations you have, guess what? The better you get at conversations. And the more you realize, oh, maybe I should record a demo video. In April last year, I was like, I don't want to just tell them about Transform 20. I want to do a video. And so I'm like doing push-ups on the thing and like, hey, here's what you get. And I opened up a box and like I shot a demo video because I had conversations that got to a certain point that were like, they wanted more information. I didn't know what else to send them. So that's what massive action is. You need to take massive action to create new problems. How do I talk to this person? You can hit me up anytime, day or night with that. I'm having this conversation. I don't know what else to say. How do I sign them up? I have 3 people who want to join. I'm like, yep, I got you. So yes, Tracy, Kate did hit it really fast. I don't know what her income was, but she played the numbers game. So that plays right into our talk today.
And then Meg wanted to know where the 10X journal was from. I just posted a document I shared from Jamie in our Coach Clubhouse page, and it has the link. But obviously, Sherry, if your girls want to know, I don't know.
Yeah, I
just have the link posted for us.
I can probably hook that up. I mean, I don't get them for free, but I get them at a discount.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is great. I know there's the Rise Up. Lindsay, which one did you get the Rise Up one? I saw you post that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm a pen and paper kind of person. I don't know. I haven't like done, when you guys think about taking massive action, immediately the brain, depending on your personality type, goes to like, well, how do I track it? I wouldn't worry about that. Take massive action. A lot of these people probably fell through the cracks and I didn't follow up with a bunch of them, but at least I took action, and that set belief, and that just kept pushing me forward. If you get lost in the mechanics of how do I track everybody, and operate with perfection, that can cause people to stall a little bit. And at the beginning, you just want to freaking run and race to diamond. Any other questions, guys? I feel like video invites work better than writing a nice script and invite in direct messaging. I've been direct messaging, but wondering if it could be more effective. Don't know if you do that. Yes. So we talked about that, and I would love to hear what Sarah does for her invites. I send an initial script that's kind of, actually, I'll read what I say because it's pretty funny. I call myself out for creeping. Hold, please. How do I find one that is flagged here? Hold on. Okay, so I send this to, and this is kind of how I started at the beginning too. So I send a script out on Instagram. So those of you guys who've watched the talk on 531, I know we're going into inviting, but you go to somebody's profile who you think you might really actually be friends with in real life, or who would be an amazing coach. You go and like 5 of their pictures. You leave 3 authentic comments on their page. I look for pictures with animals. I make a comment about them being a great fur mom. I look for a picture of them smiling with a big smile, and I'm like, oh wow, you shine. Like, I want to encourage people to shine. I like animals. So that's right within my, I hate the word avatar, but that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then another one where it's like, oh wow, awesome, or I don't know, something authentic. And then I would send them a DM, and it would just say, hey, I know this is a little random, but I stumbled stumbled across one of your pics, so naturally I creeped your profile. Gotta love Instagram. You are stunning and seem so fun. I just wanted to say hi. I love connecting with new babes on here. And I used to say something like, instead of all the creepy dudes, so that it was just relatable. It's like, oh, there's all these creepy guys from Pakistan who are like, hi, dear. And then I follow that up. So if they reply back, I follow that up with, thank you. Full disclosure, I'm a virtual health coach and I use my Instagram as my storefront. Always growing my network of strong women. Love connecting, whether we ever collaborate or not. Just like to be upfront. I hate all things phony and fake. So I try to just take out all of the yuck. And I'm like, hey, whether we ever do business together or not, I just love connecting with positive people. So if that's something that relates to how you feel and how you think, then you can use pieces of that. I'm happy to send that out. And then to answer your question, Kristen, the next step is to then send them a video. Hey, babe, thinking about you. I saw you saw my last post. I just wanted to let you know I'm stoked to have this new relationship, or hey, I'm doing a bar blend, or I'm launching my next group. Would love to invite you. I realize I'm looking off screen, but you can't see my phone. I'm talking to my phone. And you can send them a heartfelt message and just be like, you can either invite them or you can, at this point, just connect a little bit more. And then there's this year, I'm so excited to initiate a follow-up plan where you send them a free recipe. Hey girl, here's what I'm eating tomorrow. If you're anything like me, maybe you struggle with nutrition, here's what I'm doing. And then I have a group that holds me accountable. But you send them something for free. And you can do that in a video or voice message. Sarah, what do you do for your invite process?
I don't know. I guess I think it's typical, but I always look for mamas, when I'm going out and I'm proactively looking for someone outside of liking my photos or watching my stories, which personally for me, people who have been watching my stories are my people. That has been 95% of the people who sign up with me every month. And that's where I live. That's my happy place. But I know maybe not a lot of you have a ton of people watching your stories. So, you are going to have to go out and proactively find people, use hashtags. Like she said, go look for your fur mamas. Who are you? Just use those things that are you outside of health and fitness and go find your people. And Instagram is not creepy unless you make it creepy. Everyone goes and watches each other, you guys. It's not weird that you went out and found somebody. Someone went out and found you and followed your page and liked all your pictures. We're not creeping. This is social. It's a social network. So be friendly and be real. So I love how Sherry approaches it. And I think it's super laid back, hey, I was just creeping on you. And your dog's super.
I call myself out in case they're wow, okay, don't know you. And I did have one person who followed up. I was hey, I just love to make authentic connections. And then the next month I invited her to a challenge and I didn't do anything in between. And she was authentic connection, huh? And she blocked me. And I was no. And I almost wrote her a handwritten letter to her store. And then I was okay, just let it go, Cher. It was
Yes. Bye, Felicia. There are so many more people that need your help, 100%. So, like I said, so a lot of the times it is people who are watching my story that I go and connect with the most. And I just say hey babe, or if I don't know their name, if their profile doesn't have their name, because sometimes people don't. So I'm hey babe, or hey girl, I send that message. I don't really care. But then I follow up with, just wanted to say thanks. And I use the word creeping a lot too, because it is what it is. I'm or hey, thanks for stalking me out on my stories. It's literally just my crazy mom life. But I love to see that women are following me and supporting me and enjoy watching my daily journey. And then I just straight up ask them, are you on your health and fitness journey too? That's how I approach it, because you're in my space, you're in my bubble. I'm a health and fitness coach. I show up every day for my workouts. I talk about those things. So I'm not shy about it. I just hop in there. If I see someone is watching me every single day, you're here for a reason, and it's probably for health and fitness. So I'm just going to get right to it. And usually it's actually I am. That's freaking awesome. What are you currently doing? Let's just have a conversation. Or if they're no, I'll be oh, well, have you ever thought about it? Or is that something you're interested in at all? And that's how I do it. I'm pretty direct with a lot of things, but sometimes if I'm not jumping into an invite and it's just a mommy that I go and follow, I'll just be hi, hi, whatever your name is. Hey, Ashley, just saw you were a mama of a 1-year-old and my little girl's 1 too, just trying to connect with other mommies on social media, being a lonely stay-at-home mama. And then like ask them how their toddler's doing. Like, are you also struggling with toddler temper tantrums like I am currently? So I start conversations different ways, but I don't know. It's just something you just have to do. It's just practice. It's like your workout. It's like doing a workout move the right way. Like I did not do a lunge correctly the first time, or yeah, like a curl. Like it's just something that you have to work and you have to practice, and you'll get better as time goes, but you're never going to get better if it's the last thing you do, or if it's your frog and you just leave it for the last thing and then you talk to 3 people for the whole day. Like that's not going to get you anywhere.
Which is where the tracker comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for you guys to build. I'm already thinking about another team call where we like have another action thing. So we'll start that chat pod, and that'll be the accountability for us. And we'll have assignments at every team call. Yeah. Oh, this is fire. I just like my wheels are spinning right now.
I know. No, I love the action items. It's important. And for keeping our teams accountable, because our goals are freaking huge. And we know all of your guys' goals. I talked to a lot of you the past couple of days, and I know Sherry's been talking to her goals. So we want to make sure you guys are on track for hitting those, and you're not just saying it. Like we're putting the action and the reverse engineering to go with all of those. So I'm excited too.
Does anybody have any other questions? Those are really great questions. I feel like I'm too direct. Yeah. I mean, I did too. I jumped in so many times and I was like, hey girl, you want to join my group? And like, we didn't even have a conversation going. Like I failed so much at the beginning. I took massive action, but like a lot of it was weird. And I sent stuff to people and I saw that they saw it. They ghosted me. I'd follow up. They'd ghost me more. Like I had to really grow some thick skin and just go like, okay. And I did it with my War Market. I'd go on Facebook to anybody who was online with the chat, and I would copy and paste like, hey girl, I don't know if you saw, I'm doing fit parties, or I call them a challenge group at the time, or boot camp. You know, I'm recruiting right now, or not recruiting. I'd be like, hey, I'm bringing on people, and girls are getting insane results. It's 3 weeks. I'd give them a little brief of what they would get. Can I get you some more information? And I'd get ghosted, but I still sent it out. And like, it's funny, I'll go to somebody's chat and I'll bring up that message, and I can see that I invited them in April. I invited them in May, invited them in June. And then I kind of stopped inviting over the summer. So just looked at my Success Club numbers, and it was like dip in the summer. But not this year. This year is fire. Something that has worked for me: go to one of your friends' profiles and follow their friends. Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, sorry. I was going to ask you. So, Jennifer was talking about, so did you see where she said, I struggle with running a bomb boot camp? And I've kind of already talked. I mean, she's been in my boot camp, so maybe you could touch on this. I struggle with running a bomb boot camp. I feel like all the girls fizzle out fast. Nobody checks in. I've tried different things. I have an ongoing group on Facebook that is my main boot camp. Maybe some suggestions to have like a fun challenge group.
Yeah.
So like, what do you do with yours that work?
So I love program specific challenge groups. So I think that my best group to date was probably April. And I had, I don't know, like 20 girls in that, which was insane. Like SC points everywhere, challenge packs everywhere, everybody with, you know, the step, and we were all doing it. And the book comes with like daily accountability journal for food. People were getting real results. I was interested in the program. I really like the gym, so I have struggled with committing to programs and working out at home. So I think that's why sometimes my challenge groups, I'm like, okay, so when we come around a program, I think everybody's on the same page. It's actually a lot easier because you pull what Beachbody has already created in the challenge group guides, and you post those every day and do daily accountability, like a check-in at the end of the day. I think just showing up, consistently showing up, even if your girls fizzle off, they're watching you still show up. And I get messages now that are like, thank you for being so consistent. Wow. And like people who just message me and they're like, your Instagram story motivates me every day. Like I wasn't going to work out, and then I watch your story. Hey, I don't have any time in my schedule, but if I watch one story, I watch yours, and it makes me motivated. And I'm like, I didn't know that. You think somebody's fizzling, but they're actually still showing up. They're still watching you. And then be vested and interested. I mean, everybody needs different things. Some people need daily one-on-one attention. They need a text message every morning. Like, hey, subscribe to the daily text. I'll send out a text to the group every morning to be like, get your workout on. Or like, Some people like the Facebook group. Some people want a chat pod. Like, try to meet people where they're at, and maybe choose 2 forms of that so that you're not going in 100 directions, because your business will get massive and it'll be difficult with 100 people joining you every month. Just saying. Can you imagine 100 people joining every month? I'm like, I'm not ready for that kind of onboarding.
That would be legit.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
It will be. It will be. I think Ashley Molstead gets like 200 SC points. I'm like, that's 100 people a month. What?
She's been at this for a hot second. That's freaking amazing. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Kristen said, I don't know if you answered this. She said, do you feel video invites work better than writing a Did you answer that?
We kind of touched on it. I mean, I think video is the way to go. I know when audio came out, a lot of people were doing that. I don't like the sound of my voice. So if I'm like, hey girl, like I didn't know what to say, but video, yeah, like you got to get out of your comfort zone. Here's the tip: face a window and record a video to that person. Smile before you start the video and smile the whole way through, like you're on 4 things that energize. And you're just like, hey girl, I'm so excited. Lead with enthusiasm and excitement. Can't wait to have you with us. Let me know when you complete your enrollment, like if you have a share card out, or hey girl, saw the last message. I'd love to have a conversation with you. When's a good time this week? Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday?
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally the message that you send to them. And then it gets them thinking like, oh, she wants to talk to me and she gave a specific date. She might ghost you and be like, hey, saw the last message. And then maybe you switch to text or type at that point. But it's all about creativity and like following up with people. Sarah, I can't wait to talk to you about this. I have a little game we're going to play in a couple weeks on our Instagram stories. So I would say the mission right now, and a lot of you guys are already doing this, growing your cold market on Instagram. So going out, exactly what Audra said, going out to your good friends, probably not friends who you think you want to have as your coach with you or like your dream coach. I wouldn't go to her profile and scoop up her friends, but you can. But I would go out to friends who are not in Beachbody and go like their stuff. They're going to see that connection, that mutual person in common. And you already have exactly what Audra said. You already have one thing in common. You might have come from similar areas or gone to the same school. A lot of the people who've joined me, I went to college with, I went to high school with, I played sports with, or I've worked with. So it's a lot of my warm market is in my business right now. I have very few from cold market. Yeah.
That's super interesting because all of mine is cold market.
Really?
Except for my husband.
Wow.
But see, everyone's business is built differently, and that's what's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I love voice messages. I'm all about it. I'm all about like I don't mind the sound of my voice, and for me, it's faster. Like I don't have to like, oh, just hold on. But sometimes I do. If I'm like looking cute, I'm like, yeah, let's send out like 15. Let's go. Face the window and let's send somebody. Yeah, I think it's cool to switch it up.
I mean, imagine right now. So drop in the chat how many people you have viewing your stories on a daily basis. So if you go back to like 24 hours ago, the max number that are viewing your stories. And if you don't know how to find that number, message your coach. But drop that in the chat right now so that we can see. 72, 188, I think around 20 people are watching. Awesome. 120. 150, 25. So we're all over the place, right? I have you guys do that because I want you to see that like, okay, 7, yep. So if you're starting a new account or you're trying to grow your Instagram, like we're all at different places. It's really important that you see that. Not a good or a bad thing, but that gives you a gauge of like where you need to go and expand your social media reach. If you go and do the 531 and a DM to people, they're going to go, who is this girl? And why did she just blow up my feed? They're going to go to yours. And if they like what you're all about, they're going to follow you. And you can give them a follow back if you want to do that. But when they follow you, now they're going to check in on your stories. So now you're growing that. So that is the whole point. Does everybody get that? 531, a DM. And then now they're going to show up and they're going to see your stories, and maybe they start watching those stories where you start interacting. And then what I would say for those of you guys who have people following your stories right now, whether it's 7, 150, 325, 150, what you can do every week. Pick a day. This is the fun of the creativity of the business, is to go in and you literally, let me just pull up Instagram. So I like to create polls that are nothing to do with coaching. Like, what does the color green taste like? Lime or apple? And I get like 100 people voting on that. Yeah, so apple, right? But people say lime. You get like 100 people voting on that. And so what happens when people vote on things is that it pops up in your stories. And even this does right now. But when they vote on things, you can sort them out and you can connect on that. You can just be like, oh my gosh, me too. I'm totally apple. Or oh, I was lime. Why do you think apple? And you start a conversation about that and you copy and paste that answer to the 50 people who said this answer and the 50 people who said that answer. I know we're going a little long right now, but right now, so that's my stories. That's everybody who's watched it. You see this little thing on the side? That's send them a DM. So if I click that, it's going to send a message. Guys, it's so easy to go in and thank all of your followers for watching your story once a week. Just send them a thank you. Hey, thanks for watching my stories. Mm-hmm. Copy and paste. Make it cute. Copy and paste. Then when they hit you back, pick it up and do a video thing. Yeah, thank you so much for writing me back. I just wanted to say thank you. Like, I use this as my storefront. I'm sure you've seen I'm a coach. And then start the conversation. So it's all about giving in your stories. Give. Start a conversation. Give them a free recipe. You know, I've been putting podcasts in my stories, and I just say DM me for the link. And so anybody who wants it, I get like 5 people who DM me for the link. But it's just, I want to show that I'm offering value instead of always being like, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Because that's annoying.
100%. I'm doing that with purple tomorrow. I'm tagging you.
Yes. What does purple taste like?
It's so fun. People love that stuff. People eat that stuff up because it's just fun and it's mindless and they want to like play along.
The other thing that has gotten probably the most interaction, and I'll give you guys this, is going and trying on outfits and then bringing people, and Sammy just talked about this on a training, bringing people into the experience. So I went in to try on dresses for a Christmas party, and I was like, I did a boomerang of one dress and I did a little slider, and then I did a boomerang of another dress and I did a slider. And so people could vote on which outfit they liked best. And they felt like they were my girlfriend in the changing room voting, but they didn't have to do any of the time, like sitting there and waiting. So they just got to see that. And then I got to see like who's showing up and who's interacting, and I got to thank them for their votes. It just offers value. It brings them into your life. You know, I've tried to do a little bit more of that instead of just being like, oh, here's my workout. You could go to your programs and be like, which one should I do? Like this one or this one? And you know which one you're going to do. You're going to do your program, but like, let people choose, let them like be part of it. And you're showing them Beachbody on demand, and you're talking about fitness, and it's interactive. Oh yeah, Kristen saw the dresses one. And like when I moved here, I went workshopping, and I like go to Walmart, go to Target, like, hey, I'm shopping at Target. You guys want to vote on which outfit I should get? People love it. People freaking eat it up.
I would. If I would like it, I'm like, yeah, everyone does. That's so fun. Okay, so I think we should probably wrap it up. This has been a freaking amazing call. Okay, so any last questions? Do you have a question? Shoot it out now, because we are wrapping this up.
So these are going to be every other Sunday. For my girls, I'm going to be offering one-on-ones on the Sundays off, or a group Q&A. So still like preserving this time, but giving you guys a little bit more access for Q&A and like really one-on-ones for those of you guys who are running and working the business, hitting Success Club, bringing on people. Yes, there is a recording of this, and we will put that up. I'm going to build out my YouTube now. What are you laughing about?
Ashley, what else would purple taste like besides purple? Grapes, 100%. Don't worry, you'll see tomorrow. I'll have it all out there. Okay.
Wait. Oh, plum. Yep.
Oh, yes. Good one.
I like it.
Oh.
Okay. And wine. Sorry, Brooke, I didn't see that your name was Mouton. Mouton. It's sheep, right? In French? Mouton. Mouton. Yeah, she's like, get it right.
Sorry. I knew I was going to do it. I told you. You're like, oh, my girls' names are easy. And I'm like, oh, mine too. Just kidding. Botched it. I'll get it right next time. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to have to, so thank you guys so much. Write out your weekly goals. Message them to us before you go to sleep. I'm going to be waiting for them.
I'm at my computer right now.
Yep.
Waiting for them. All right. Love you girls. Thank you for making this a priority, guys. This shows us that you want to build a business. So way to freaking be here. Rock stars. Everybody smile. And if you haven't done a boomerang, really quickly, do a boomerang.
I did, but I want another one.
Yeah. Big smiles. Here we go. Love that.
Oh my God. Okay. Have an amazing freaking night and week, you guys. 10x it. Oh my gosh. I love it.